Now, to create a funnel from scratch, you do the same as you did with how you created a funnel with template, but instead of using a template, you do it from scratch. So go to dashboard and then go to the funnels tab, and here click on add new funnel. And in this place, you can see you have a lot of templates, but instead of using a template, what you do is you click on start from scratch. And once you do that, it's gonna show you an option to choose funnel layout. These are basically some of the steps that will be added, which will be completely blank, but they'll be added, which you can then edit. But I'm just not going to use that. I'm going to show you completely from scratch. So let me just name my funnel, and let's click on create funnel. So once you do that, it's going to take you to this blank canvas. As I said, this is completely from scratch. So now click on plus new step, and this is going to give you the option to import a lot of our landing page templates. You can do that easily, but as I said, I'm going to show you from scratch. So I'm going to click on plus start from scratch. So if I click on this and give a name to it, and let's click on create step, and there you go. You can see the landing step is added, but it's completely blank. Let me show you. Let me click on preview, and you can see it's blank. There is literally nothing in this. All right. So the good news is you can edit this with your preferred page builder. Simply click on the edit icon, and it's going to open up in your preferred page builder. Now, since I use Elementor, this has been loaded in Elementor. If you have Gutenberg or Bricks or Divi, whichever you want, you can edit the pages using that page builder. So in this case, everything you get in Elementor is here. You can design the page normally how you design an Elementor page. Okay. If you have a template saved in Elementor, you can import it into this page and then edit that, whichever you find comfortable. But there is one thing you need to make sure is that in this page, you need to use one of our widgets to make it functional. All right. So let me first add a flex box. All right. And let's say I'm just going to add a quick heading. There you go. Now, as I said, you need to have at least one of our widgets on this page for this to be functional. So what you can do is on the widget area, you can scroll to the very bottom, and you'll see that there are two widgets we have for the landing page in WPFunnels. One is the next step button, one is the opt-in form. The opt-in form is what we use if you want to collect leads on the landing page. So for lead generation funnel, that's what you use. For a sales funnel, however, you need a CTA button on the landing page, which people will click to accept the offer and go to the checkout. So that's what you'll be using the next step button for. So if I drag and drop it here, it'll be placed, and you can design it however you want, just like you would for a regular button in Elementor. But as I said, for the funnel to be functional, you should be using the next step button, not the default button you get with Elementor, right? So when you have this button, if someone comes to the landing page and they click on this, they'll be taken to the next step of the funnel, which is the checkout page, I presume, that you'll have. If you have a thank you page, obviously they're going to say thank you page. So make sure you have a next step button, and then you can customize the whole page however you want. So for now, I'm not going to design the whole page. I just want to show you how this works. I'm just going to click on publish, and let's go back to the canvas. Now, if I click on preview, you can see now the landing page has a heading that I just added and the button that I added, which is the next step button. Now let's go back and let's add another step. As I said, if I'm offering something on the landing page, I want people to be able to pay for it. So I'm going to add a checkout step, right? And here again, you can import a template, or as I said, since this is from scratch, I'm going to click on plus start from scratch. So let's click on that and name it. And there you go. The checkout step is added, but you can see it has a no product added tag on it. It's because I haven't assigned the main offer product. I showed you earlier that you have to click on this and then, add existing product and then search for the product to add them. So I'm just going to choose a Nike Jordan Air Black Cat that I have in my shop. All right. And I want to offer a 30% discount. So I'm just going to assign a 30% discount to the price. And there you go. So now people will be paying $154 instead of $220 to get this one. So in the landing page, that's what I should be promoting. If I design it and add the copy, I should be focusing on how great this Jordan is, and then mention the discount so that they can accept the offer, and they'll get into the checkout page where they'll be paying for that. But the checkout page is blank right now. So if I click on preview, it's completely empty. So what you got to do is you click on edit. All right. and it's going to again open up in your preferred page builder. And on this page, you should at least have one of our widgets for the checkout. So first, let me add a flex box. And then on the widget area, what you do is you scroll to the very bottom, and you can see there is this widget for WPFunnels called checkout widget. So you just click and drag and drop it, and it'll load up checkout form, right? And you can choose from different layouts of the form. You could choose a modern checkout, which looks like this. If you want, you can choose to modern one column checkout. So whichever checkout you think suits you, you can select that, and your widget is in place. So if you click on publish, then your checkout page is pretty much ready. So if I go back and preview the checkout page, now you can see that I have that checkout form in place. All right, and this is the product I'm offering, and you can see that it has a 30% discount applied. So that's how you add a landing page and checkout page from scratch. You can then add a thank you page, and let's start from scratch. And again, as I said, this is blank. So click on edit, and here you have to use one of our widgets, order details widget, for people to get confirmation on the thank you page. So let me add a flex box, and then on the widget area, if you scroll down, you can see there is this order detail widget. If I drag and drop this will give me the summary of the order placed. And this you can customize what details you want to show. You can choose not to show the whole order details. You can choose not to show the billing and shipping details if you want to. That's totally up to you. All right. So let's click on publish, go back, and now my thank you page is in place. So when someone goes through checkout, they'll be able to get a confirmation on the thank you page, right? Now here's one interesting thing. One of our key features that you get with WPFunnels is one-click upsell. So you can at least add one-click upsell to your funnel in the free version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one from scratch. And there you go, it's added. For this, I have to assign a product. So let's say I'm just going to offer some socks with the shoes. There you go. So they can get the socks, and I'm going to offer a quick discount. Let's say a 20% discount on the socks. And there you go. So that's what I'm going to offer in the upsell. And once I've assigned the product, you can see the red mark is gone. That says no product added. But again, it's blank. So what you do is you click on this icon, and once it opens up, in this page again, you have a special widget. So if you scroll down in the widget area, we have an offer button widget. So let me add a flex box. And from there, what I do is I can drag and drop an offer button widget. So this is a button that people need to click on if they want to accept the offer, right? But this is upsell. You want people to have the option to reject the offer as well. So what you do in that case is, again, you choose the same widget, all right? But you configure it to be a reject button right over here. So instead of accept, you choose reject. So now people can click on this and reject the offer and just change the text. Now, obviously, you can customize both the buttons however you want, like normally you do with Elementor. You have this full control, but you have to have two of these buttons in this page for this to work, for upsell to work. And and then you customize this page, explaining your offer. And if they want, they can accept it. If they don't want, they can reject it. All right. So I'm just going to click on publish. And there you go. I've just created a funnel from scratch. Obviously, as I said, all these pages are blank. So if you have templates available already, import them into these pages, and then, replace the right widgets for them to be functional. And once you do that, your funnel will be ready and you can launch it, right? So that's how you create a funnel from scratch.